Good morning. Good morning. Today, I want to walk with you and I want to talk to you about two things. One is a little mental hack that I like to do during workouts, and the other is just a complaint I have. So, the first thing might be of value to you. I like to play mental games with myself, and I thought there was something wrong with me my whole life. And then I read Relentless by Tim Grover, and then I discovered Andy Frisella and David Goggins and Kobe Bryant and all these people that also do the same thing. Michael Jordan, they play games with themselves, mental games. So like when I'm working out, sometimes I like to pretend that there's a consequence on the line. So let me give you an example. In class today, she wanted us to do a side plank, and then she wanted us to do a tree pose in the side plank. And it was really hard, and it was, really hot because I'm taking hot yoga. And it was really, really hard. And I was shaking and I was gonna fall out. And then what happened was I said to myself, okay, Jeanette, if you do this side plank with the tree pose, ooh, fruit. Sorry. If you do the side plank with the tree pose, then you get to have your restaurant. You get to open your restaurant. And I know that one has nothing to do with the other, but guess what? It pushed me mentally. Oh my God, I love to see fruit. Okay, it pushed me mentally to actually do it. And I did it because, life is one big head game you play with yourself. How amazing. Life is one big head game that you play with yourself. You understand me? You're in charge of your life, and sometimes, and the greats do this, and I always thought there was something wrong with me. Sometimes you got to challenge yourself, and you got to play little mental head games with yourself. Okay? So, I highly recommend you take this. I do this all the time with planks. Okay? So basically, if I'll do a plank, and what happens is I will say, okay, if I hold it for 2 minutes, sorry, I'm very distracted by all the soccer and the tennis and everything. Okay, so listen, I say to myself, okay, can you hold this plank? First of all, I break it down to 30 seconds each. And I say, okay, if somebody had a gun to your head, could you hold this plank for 30 seconds? And then I just do that 4 times. Or if somebody had a gun to my sister's head, like if my sister's life depended on it, could I do this? And you know what? I always do it when I play those games with myself. But when I don't, I fall off. I'm shaking too much, I fall down. You gotta learn how to play mental games with yourself. Okay? So for example, if I was running right now, I'm not gonna run because I just got out of class and I'm exhausted. And I have to do a lot today. But if I was gonna run, and my goal was to run a mile or 20 minutes or whatever, I would basically tell myself, okay, all I have to do is get to that pier. All I have to do is get to that pier. And then I'll get to the pier, and then I'll find something else, and I'll say, okay, all I have to do now is get to that lifeguard station. And now all I have to do is get to those rocks. You see what I'm saying? Find mental games you can play with yourself. They really, really work. They really work. And then you get stronger, and then you can do more. It's amazing. I love learning these mental hacks, and I don't know where I came up with this one. I've been doing this for a very long time now. But anyway, just want to say thank you guys so much, and also wanted to complain for a second about all these goddamn excuses people give me. Like, people literally, I swear to God, people get PhDs in excuses. And it's like, that's why that's why I stopped coaching. And that's why I only do group coaching, where I have people investing a lot of time and money, because then I know they're serious and they're not going to give me excuses. The people that reach out to me for free coaching, or like that used to pay, very back in the day, a very long time ago, I used to have people pay like whatever they wanted to donate. And sometimes people would pay $10, sometimes people would pay $100. Now my rate is 140, but I don't do one-on-ones. But the point is that people would always give me all of these excuses, and they like were experts in knowing why they couldn't do something and why it wasn't going to work. And they were experts in knowing what to do, but like they didn't want to do it, and there were so many reasons why they couldn't. And I didn't understand, you know. It was always like, you know, you wouldn't understand. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I'm not living in the right location. I don't have the tropical fruit that you have, Jeanette. Meanwhile, forgetting that I lived in New York City as a raw vegan for 9 years. Freezing cold, New York City. But okay. I don't have this. I don't have the support. I don't have the recipes. Then I made a free recipe book. Then people said I don't have the time. Then if you get laid off from your job, then it's like I don't have the money. I think Prince once said, time or money, you usually don't have both. That's not true, but he said that once. I thought it was true, but it's not. You can have time and money at the same time. You absolutely can. Now, I just want to end with this. I wanted to say, and I wanted to remind your ass, you want a motherfucking result, you're going to have to drop the excuses. You want to keep the excuses? Well, then forget about the goddamn result. Excuses or results, my boo. You cannot and will not ever have both. Ever. Don't ever forget that. Write that motherfucking down. Tattoo that on the inside of your eyes. Excuses or results. You can't have both. You want something, find a way to do it. Find a motherfucking way. That's it. That's the secret. The secret you've been looking for, that you've been searching for on all these goddamn YouTube videos, is do it anyway. And find a way to do it. And don't give yourself another goddamn excuse. Everyone can have an excuse. David Goggins has excuses. I have excuses. Michael Jordan had excuses. He had the flu. I mean, it was food poisoning. Remember his flu game? It was actually food poisoning. Can you believe that? Should have been a raw vegan. But anyway, he had an excuse. But you know what he did? He didn't use it. He didn't use it. He said, fuck that. I'm going to win anyway. And it was one of his best games. If you know Michael Jordan, it was one of his very best fucking games. All right, I'm going to jump in the ocean. I love you guys so much. I just finished my celery juice. And I've got a big watermelon at home. I cannot wait to get home and eat. I'm starving. Love you guys. And I'm working on myself, just so you guys know. I'm working on eating earlier. So it's like almost 12 o'clock. Not ideal, but I don't like to eat before yoga. But I'm definitely working on eating earlier because I don't want to eat past 8 o'clock anymore. I've been eating dinner at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock sometimes midnight. And that's absolutely terrible. And you probably say to yourself, Jeanette, why would you do that? You work for yourself at home. Why do you need to eat so late? And it's because I just work so much that the time runs away from me and blah, 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 blah. You hear that? Excuses. I have excuses myself too. But I'm done with it. I'm tired of making these excuses. All right? I want a result. And my result is that I want to stop eating at 8. So I got to get home, jump in the ocean, run home, start eating so I could eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, all before 8 o'clock, because I just feel so much better. I feel so much better, and I sleep better, and I feel better when I stop eating at 8. Honestly, the earlier I stop, the better, but I think the earliest I can do is 8 o'clock. That's kind of the earliest that I want to anyway. I know some people that, listen, I love the Daylight Diet by Paul Neeson, but it's just, I don't know. It's not really for me, but I think 8 o'clock is the best. But hey, if you can eat as early as possible, when the sun is in the sky, that's when you're supposed to be eating, okay? Love you guys so much. Get your fucking excuses and throw them the fuck away. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, boo.